I am Akilapriyadharshini from Civil Department, and today we are going to see about Advanced Construction Techniques, Unit 1. In Unit 1, we are going to see about construction methodologies, box jacking, pipe jacking, underwater construction of diaphragm walls, basement, tunneling techniques, piling techniques, driving well and caissons, sinking cofferdam, cable anchoring and grouting, driving diaphragm walls, sheet piles, laying operations for build-up offshore systems, shorings for deep cuttings, large reservoir constructions, well points, dewatering for underground open excavation. The course objectives of learning this unit is to understand the modern construction methodologies in civil engineering and to explain the underwater construction, which includes diaphragm walls, basement construction, and offshore built-up systems. Analyzing pile techniques, well caissons, and cofferdam sinking dams, and to identify the construction methods for large hydraulic structures, including large reservoirs and water retaining systems. And what is a construction methodology? It is a procedure that follows in each and every site where the excavation and site marking and the finishing and handovering to the client is mentioned, which is of three methods: systematic approach, integrated process, and performance optimization. Systematic approach, it is a structured framework for planning, executing, and controlling every phase of construction. And integrated process is a teamwork where the material, labor, equipment, and all the safety protocols into a cohesive workflow. And performance optimization is to the measure of improvements in project efficiency, quality, and standards, and cost control across all operations. And advanced work tracking structural work for success is detailed breakdown and resource alignment. Resource alignment where the team, material, and equipments are coordinated for the smooth running of the project and to minimize the wastage. And projects are divided into comprehensive, manageable work packages covering engineering, construction, and installation phases with precision. And what is a box jacking? It is a sophisticated trench construction where the prefabricated concrete box are horizontally placed into underground, where the engineers are pulled the prefabricated structures into a hydraulic jacks, and this is an innovative method to create tunnels or underpass culverts. And this method is used for the revolutionization of urban infrastructures, where it is highly used in railways, highways, and commercial districts. And how does a box jacking work? It works on the based on the powerful hydraulics and to achieve the seamless underground construction. The first step is launch shaft preparation. In this, the reinforcement concrete boxes are carefully aligned and it is placed in the immense jacking forces. And second one is hydraulic jacking. Here the box is pushed forward in a controlled increments while soil is excavated at the front shield. And third one is spoil removal. Excavation material is safely transported through a tunneling, maintaining stability and continuous advancement of the concrete box. And fourth one is final stabilization, where the grout is positioned and pumped and the surroundings to structure to stabilize the integrity of the installations. And key components of box jacking are thrust bed, front shield, hydraulic jacks, drag sheets, pin packets, and shear keys, and grouting system. In thrust bed, where the reinforced concrete base engineers are placed, and in front shield, where the steel cutting edge and it penetrates into the box, protecting the concrete and providing the excavation guidance. And third one is hydraulic jacks, where high capacity jacking is placed inside it to tunnel the boxes. And drag sheet, specialized members apply to box surfaces that significantly reduces soil friction during advancement. And then pin pockets and shear keys or ensuring box segments, maintaining alignments and integrity towards the jacking process, and routing system, injection equipment that will file as providing a structural support to ground settlement. And what is a pipe jacking? Pipe jacking is a parallel trenchless techniques that passes a circular pipe through the hydraulic jack positioned in the protective shield. Its a minimum diameter is 150 mm and the maximum diameter is 2400 mm, and it drives to the length of 1 kilometer plus. The excavation occurs inside the protective shield at the tunneling phase and maintaining the stability when the spoil is removed through the pipe. And pipe jacking advantages are minimal surface disruptions, soil versatility, environmental sustainability, and precision control. And what is the difference between box jacking and pipe jacking? Box jacking is of jacking cross boxes during maximum interior spaces and structural capacity of vehicle underpasses, where pipe jacking is a circular packing providing optimal structural efficiency and pressures researchers for utility conveyance. And primary applications are maintenance infrastructures like railways, tunnels, and subways are done under box jacking, and utility installations like drainage, water pipes are done under pipe jacking. And load capacity and depth, and it has a shallow evaluation or support, and it occurs a deep excavation, and in pipe jacking it does not occurs any deep excavations. And drive characteristics, typically shorter drives with longer cross section, and it is longer drives with shorter cross sections. Challenges and solutions in jacking methods. And first one is ground settlement and stability, and second one is groundwater control, and third one is traffic continuity, and fourth one is extreme load handling. In ground settlement and stability, we have to face the pressure and to minimize the surface disturbance. And in the groundwater control, the engineers employ good freezing technology and specialized grouting systems to create impermeable barriers. And then engineers employ ground freezing technologies and specialized grounding systems to create impermeable barriers. And dewatering and chemical injection stabilization, water being straight up during excavation or to be followed in a correct manner. And then traffic continuity by pattern temporary bridge systems and to traffic to unriveted and launching of shaft constructions, and extreme load handlings are done in both jacking methods. And underwater construction of diaphragm walls. Underwater diaphragm walls construction uses a slurry trench technique, excavate panels and support with a bentonite slurry and lower reinforcement gauges. And this tunneling techniques. The selection of civil engineers tunneling methods mainly depend upon the geological condition, tunnel size, length, and cost consideration. In first method is cut and cover method used for shallow tunnels where the trench is excavated and the tunnel is built within and then covered to backfill. And bored tunnel system, which means TBM, utilizes a tunnel boring machine to excavate deep tunnels with a minimal surface disruptions or highly efficient for long tunnels and can operate in various ground conditions. And piling techniques. Piling techniques is also for a deep foundation technique and used for large columns, piles, steels, timbers, and driven or drilled or screwed. This method includes piled or hammered board walls with specific techniques like precast, cast in situ, and screw piles based on the soil, load, and site conditions. The types of pilings are screw piling, CFA, auger, and dynamic piling and driven piling. Driving well and caissons. Driving well and caissons are refers to well foundations where a deep excavation like box or box-like structures are sunk into the waterlogged or structures like fitted with concrete and stable base for bridges and heavy structures or constructed by using driving well and caissons. The types of caissons are open, closed, round, layered, etc. And sinking coffer dam. It is a temporary enclosure to hold the backwater for a dry construction. It involves driving sheet piles, river beds, or grounds until the river bed will meet. It includes where when we need to work in a water level and we need to provide any destructions by the water, we are using sinking coffer dams. And cable anchoring and grouting. If someone is working in water and the grouting has to be done to make the other structures like land structures and the drainage area to be stabilized, and the cement group and the provide tension support for unstable slopes like retaining walls or bridge structures, and transferring loads to the ground for stabilization, corrosion, and structural integrity. And driving wall and sheet piles. Sheet piles are interlocking prefabricated sections, and it also provides in steel, timber, or concrete driven into a continuous wall and create a barrier to retain soil and other filler, and it is a temporary for a permanent use like coffer dams, retaining walls, and seat walls. And laying operations for built up offshore operations. The laying operations for built up offshore operations like oil rigs, wind farms involve complex phases where the planning, fabrication, transport, and installations are done. Shoring for deep cutting. Shoring for deep cutting involves temporary support systems like H beam, solidify, and then large reservoir construction. It is diverting rivers, preparing a stable foundation on bedworks, and building of massive structures like gravity or embankments. We are getting the source of rain as the water main source, and it is done in an embankment or controlled in a large reservoirs for our personal use and the self compaction or hydroelectric power. And well points. Well points dewatering is a cost-effective construction technique using small, shallow wells around the excavation connected to a header pipe and a vacuum pump to lower the water table and creating a dry and stable environment for shallow foundations. It is basically of dewatering the water table and to make the shallow foundation for construction. That is called a well points. And dewatering for underground open excavation. It is of vacuuming the groundwater for the deep well construction, and it is used on based on the soil type, depth, and water volume. By studying this unit, we can know the applications of box jacking, pipe jacking, and tunneling techniques, and to analyze the piling techniques, caissons, and different soil and site conditions, and the construction procedures for diaphragm wall, sheet piles, and underwater basement construction.